Are you terrified of your own team's success? Are you scared to think that we're actually going to be good and we're returning to greatness? Today, we're going to talk about it. You're on the BART. Next stop, PTSD Island. Let's go.
Just win, baby.
Yo, what's goody in your hoodie? Welcome to BART, the Bay Area Raider Talk. And it's Friday. It's going to be one of them smoke 'em if you got 'em type Fridays. We chilling today. We going to address the elephant in the room. I know we haven't had a Super Bowl in a while. I mean, like, some of y'all wasn't even alive back in 83. That's way back in the gap. Anything in the 1990s, people kind of tend to think that was 100 years ago. So I had to figure it out. Black the quarterback became Dr. Black the quarterback. I had to figure out what's going on with the nation because it was like making me start to feel some type of way. But I had to realize I was around. I was around when we won championships, so I understand what a championship document look like when it comes from the Raiders franchise in a real way. We're suffering from post-traumatic Super Bowl deficiency. I get it. I get it. But I'm here today to help some of y'all through it. I can't save them all, but I might be able to save a couple of y'all. Because I've been trying to do it years previous, and I was going about it the wrong way. So I had to go get me a Dr. Bryant degree online and become a psychological specialist. And I had to analyze and find out what was wrong with the nation. And you know what I came up with? PTSD. What's good with y'all? Let's see who in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. So, Black. Oh, that's Jack. It's my boy Jack. What's good with Jack? What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna talk about a bunch of different things. This is like a freestyle show. It's Friday. You on your way home from work. You about to get off. The weekend is coming. You know, I'm just gonna address some things that I seen, and it's gonna help me therapeutically get out some of this. What the hell y'all talking about? Y'all acting like Chicken Little. If there was any time in the Raider Nation to be excited, now is the time. Ahora is the time. It wasn't last year. I understand the optimism last year. It wasn't the year before that with AP. And I understand a lot of people are like, oh my God, we only won 3 games, 2 years back to back. I'm not gonna give a prediction this year because I'm not gonna put myself out there like that. And I'm like, I understand that. I understand it. But is that based on logic or is that based on feelings? I thought we was an emotional bunch in the Raider Nation, but I didn't know we was emotional. So I thought our emotion was with passion. We was the underdogs. Nobody expect us to do anything. And we gonna say, buck the establishment. Now we got a full of, oh my God, we shouldn't start him. Why would you draft him week 1 and you're not gonna play him? No offense to people who think like that. That's just how it sounds in my head. You don't sound like that, but that's how it sounds in my head. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all actually was y'all was jumping out the window for Jimmy G. Like, what made y'all think Jimmy G was gonna be him? What made y'all think that McDaniels coming in was gonna be him? I mean, like, it was all written all over the wall that he wasn't gonna be him. I know this is Heartbreak Hotel. This is Heartbreak Hotel. Yep, this is Heartbreak Hotel. Well, I'm here to tell y'all. I'm out here in Hotel California. I'm trying to tell you, it's hard to fool us. California. I'm not fooled by what has been going on because I've been around for a while. And shout out to all the Raider fans that's been around like 40, 50 years and all that, and kind of have an idea of what it's like. If you listen to those guys, they say a lot all the time. You can it's been consistent. This feels different. A lot of times you don't go off how you feel. You go off, you know, some kind of logic, base it on something. Because I'm gonna talk about today the difference between hope and faith. Because a lot of y'all are hoping we're good. Some of us have faith. Who knows the difference between hope and faith? Hit the like button if you know the difference between hope and faith. If you know the difference between hope and faith, hit the like button for your boy. Smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them today. So, the difference between hope and faith is hope is you just basing on your feelings, you just not basing it on nothing. I hope that happens. I hope that we win. I hope we go to the playoffs. That's not how you. That's not how winners are built. Winners aren't built on hope. I hope we make the playoffs. I hope Mendoza pans out. I hope our draft went well. I hope these players play well. Then there's faith. But you gotta have faith, the faith. Smoke them if you got them. Now, faith is you have confidence that something is going to happen based on something, which is usually logic. Maybe based on something you've seen, based on some advice, based on insider information, but you're basing it on something. It doesn't guarantee the outcome, but they're not the same. One is Chicken Little, and one is Little Chicken. You never know. You got to play a little chicken. You got to go right down the middle of the road and not be wavering because you got faith. Hope I have you all like this, like the nation has been. I hope AP can get us a. Oh, okay. Pete Carroll. I hope Pete Carroll could. I was hoping Pete Carroll was, but I also based it on. Okay, cool. He's a reputable coach. 10-win seasons, all his coaching, most of his coaching and whatnot. And then when he said it, a lot of us took it to heart, went too far with it, forgot that we was trying to rebuild the infrastructure, that we were trying to change a culture. I was trying to tell people last year, don't look at the record. Don't look at the record. We need to change the internal because winning championships happen from the top up, not the player down. I mean, from the top down, not the player up. So let's look how we're changing the infrastructure. We pivot off AP. That looked like that wasn't gonna work. I tried to tell y'all last year about Chip Kelly. Y'all was all he's number one national championship. I was like, wait a minute, man. Y'all don't even know who this guy is. Y'all ain't did y'all homework. I did the education, Sway. And I'm trying to tell y'all he ain't it. But y'all had hope and what y'all thought was fake, which is cool. Because it don't always pan out. I get it. But when things start going wrong, don't start panicking. And I'm glad the Raiders did not panic because what we did was we pivoted off that. And it ended up falling in our lap that we got the best head coach hire coming into this offseason. So just because it looked bad don't mean it is bad. Winners understand. Winning, when you ask a real winner, I'm not talking about a person who wins one time at something. I'm talking about winner, Michael Jordan. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant. I'm even talking about LeBron. And you know I'm talking about Wardell 30, Steph Curry. Winning is not a glorious thing. Winning is not easy. When you ask them to describe winning, they're going to give you some trying word. A person who hopes they can win and try to win, they'll say, oh, the celebration, the champagne shower. No, real winners be like, man, Them days I didn't want to do it. The grit, the grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears. The shit people don't know my battle is, but they expect me to show up all the time. So we had to go through these times. But your character is supposed to be forged through those hard times. And I don't know what we be doing. But let me stop rambling because maybe I'm just rambling. Am I rambling, y'all? Because I said this is going to be a therapeutic session. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Willie Wang, what's good with your brethren? What's up with it? AKA Freddie, what's good with you? I mean, like, let me know if I'm off base right now, because let me know when I'm lying. Let me know when I'm lying. So we're going to talk about some of these things that we got going on in the panic room. I had to write it down, you know. Yeah, you hear me? Post-Traumatic Super Bowl Disorder. All right. Where do I want to start? Let's start with let's start with Rob Leonard. Let's start with Rob Leonard. Look like that's where I want to start. I kind of like what I think there's low key hate for Coach Robbie. I think a lot of people low key hate Coach Robbie. Not hate him. They like low key side eye him and thinking that he's not the right fit for this team. How many of you guys in the chat? Let's be honest. We're gonna have an honest Friday. Freestyle, be yourself. You're not at work no more. You don't have to wear that hat no more. Be yourself. We're gonna be real. This is gonna be a no judgment zone. I ain't gonna judge you, but I'm gonna give you some pushback and give me the pushback too. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being hell yeah, how confident are you about Rob Leonard and our defense up to this point? I'll wait. What do you guys 1 to 10? 1 to 10. 1 to 10. How confident are you with Coach Robbie? Because I will tell you, some people are starting to turn around on him, like their perception of him, because have you seen like the calls that he was when he was talking to certain players and stuff like that? Maybe I'll pull one up for us. That they got to see a little bit more of his personality. The thing about this era is we try to make grand judgments or grand assessments on 30-second clips, 10-second clips, 1 minute clip, 10-minute clip, instead of getting context of things, right? And so then haphazardly, what happens is you make misjudgments, miscalculations. Dare I say, be prejudiced because you're prejudging. We're going to keep it real on the BART today, y'all. The Bay Area Redders Talk. If y'all like real content, it ain't perfect, but it's real. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the you feel me in the corner. Hit the you feel me. A lot of people was like Rob Leonard shouldn't get the job because our defense wasn't good. Our defense wasn't that bad last year. Our defense was bad because our offense scored 13 points a game. Like, come on. Let's see. Okay. AKA Freddie says it's 6, which is fair. Why a 6? Willie Wayne say 10. I like it. I like it. Bruce Willis, 7.5. That's a good place to start, I think, for sure. Where are you guys at on it? Because I'll tell you where I Okay, cool. I hit the you feel me and forgot where I was at. But I was on track still like a box of Pumas. Six, because we don't know what he can do or how much control he really has. Okay. We don't know what he can do. We don't know what Coach Kubiak could do. So 1 to 10, with 10 being John Madden. How confident are you about Clint Kubiak? Ice Cube. I call him Ice Cube. Like, how confident are you with him? Because and trust me, when I'm giving you guys pushback and when I'm saying what I'm saying about what I see in the nation, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's tailgate talk. Don't take it personal. Because first person act up, first person get drug out. We ain't trying to be like that. We chilling today. It's Friday. You feel me? We don't know what he could do. And I agree. Clint Kubiak, we've seen more out of him though. So it's probably easier to be more confident with him, which is fair. Robbie Leonard, we don't know much about him, which is fair. Now, as far as how much control he really has, that's an even fairer question. Now, he better have all the control in the world over there because he's the defensive coordinator. It all starts and ends with you. It starts with you for the simple fact that you were the D line coach, and the D line is where we hanging our hat at. And that's why some people have some hesitancy about him because they like our D line haven't been that good. I don't think it's been that bad. It could be better, but we need to give Max some help. And now I think you have to scheme to get Max help. It's not players, it's scheme. We need to scheme Max open. We can't just keep putting players there hoping that they show up and then they don't. It's all on Max, and then we holler, "Oh, Max only got 10 sacks." Like, can't do it like that. So how I feel about that though is I got to check him out because I didn't know much about him either. Up until this point, I've trust what the organization has done in this offseason. And that was an eye opener, right? It was an eye opener. Okay. They kept him from in house, which is a good thing because you don't want to totally turn over all the soil. Some of the old soil got minerals in it too, and gems and things. So you might want to use some of that, right? I get it. But he could have chose any defensive coordinator that he wanted to. But something about that interview had to impress him. And when I saw the interview between Coach Robbie and Eric Allen, I was impressed. And that was the whole purpose of them doing the interview is so you can learn who he is. And so he started talking about his travels and how he got to where he is and his mindset. See, you win championships. Winning is a mindset. Like, that's why we're getting character players in here. Another thing I heard, people was like, character. Why everybody so big on character? I want the best player. Forget the character. And maybe not totally forget it, but character, that's how you win. That's how you get 52 guys to win a championship. It's easier to get 11 or 12 guys to win a championship than it is 52. And in 52, you got to have people that's willing to damn near die for you because they're neglecting their family, they're neglecting their bodies, they're neglecting their mental health. Sometimes all just because the dude that you playing next to would do the same for you. And if you got a guy next to you that you know won't do that for you, you're not going to do it for him. You're not going to win championships like that. Let me see. I'll give him a 7. At least he got some proof from some spots. Yes, agree. Dang, but you only give him a 7? You get, you get. I guess 1 point higher. I get it. Bruce Willis says last preseason game, we'll see if we are playing fast or slow motion. I think we're gonna play balance. I think we're gonna gas, brake, dip. Gas, hit the gas, go fast, hit the brake, dip, yoke on them. You know what I'm saying? Impose our will, run the ball, force them to stop us. An identity that we haven't had in a long time. Now, this Bruce Willis was my main concern right here. As I used to look at other games, I would look at the offensive play callings, whether they worked or they didn't. I wasn't necessarily caught up with that. I was looking at the actual plays and schemes and pace and all that stuff. And I'm like, our offensive coordinators look old. Like we can't call sophisticated plays. And so that's why when Eric, and I get it, that's why when we got Chip Kelly, people thought that's what we were going to get. And we did get some of that, but they were sabotage plays because Chip Kelly didn't put his players in best position to succeed. That's why we look at Geno Smith like that. Geno Smith was a decent quarterback before he got here. Now all of a sudden he ass. Yeah, because he came and played for the Raiders. We didn't see that happen to a lot of players. And I'm not the best. I'm not the most apologetic of Geno Smith, which people seem to think I am. But I just understand playing quarterback that yeah, you get all the credit, but you also get all the criticism. Now, if y'all really want to know the reality of it all, this is where it's really parsed at, and this is how you help the situation. But a lot of times, people just want to point blame and talk shit. So I guess just gotta let them walk around and be game goofy. But I think we're gonna play fast. We're definitely gonna play smart. I think we're gonna play controlled and smart. Wanted to see a lot of starters play in the preseason again. I think we're gonna see, yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of different players. We got to figure out who we running with. It's a whole new regime. Everything brand new, key. Everything brand new. We the people was good with you, brother. Oh yeah, we look like we were in slow motion out there for sure. Josh McDaniels was the golden child of OC, and you see what he did when it was time to be the leader of men. So Cool got to prove he can do both. Well, absolutely. But the difference between Kubiak and McDaniels is Kubiak has character. He does what he say. I haven't seen anything different than him. He's already a leader, man. How he already commanding our team already. So McDaniels, he's shitty as it is. McDaniels is the type of person that'll lie to everybody in the room and then tell something that everybody don't know just so he can say, ha ha ha. You didn't know that, did you? That's how Josh McDaniels is. Chip Kelly, same way. Want to be the smartest guy in the room. Kubiak, he could be the smartest guy in the room, but you wouldn't know it because he ain't gonna leave that to be the fact. So I don't think they're the same in that right. But as far as coming from OC to head coach, because it is a difference. Yeah, he has to prove that. But it looks like he's putting people in places to help him. The people that these first year head coaches was putting in place, like AP, he put in all the OGs and all that. He tried, but the game is because it's the players. The players don't care about what the OGs say. They just want to get paid. They don't play for the love of the game like that no more. They play for the pay. Payola. So I'm very confident in Ice Cool. That's why I call him that. He cool. He chill. Like Kobe do. Yeah, we got this. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We got this. The post-traumatic Super Bowl deficiency is almost over. It's almost over. if we keep doing what we're doing. Because the Raiders always can Raider. Let me not be disillusioned. Because I'm not that type of therapist that's going to disillusion you. That's the last thing I want to do. He wants the team to work using scraps. Honestly, I think he make the scraps work because you can make a lot of good meals out of some scraps, right? And he's trying to change the organization, turn the corner. But the one thing I'm trying to tell y'all, had we not got Chip Kelly, we wouldn't be in this situation, which is a good situation. But had we not got Chip Kelly, we would have won at least 6 games. At least. At least. Chip Kelly came out, he was sabotaging the team, man. And anybody that know anything about play calling, you can see that his play calling was terrible. Terrible. But hey, that's a thing of the past. Yeah, he's all Kubiak's proven that on different teams. Yeah, it's been a long time for sure. It's been a long time. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all from somebody from back in the gap that this is what it looks like back then. Now let's see if we can really get the ball rolling on the field. Excuse me, because I know it's premature, but I'm trying to tell y'all can at least come outside. Come outside. Y'all was all outside with McDaniels. Y'all was all outside with AP. Y'all was all outside with Pete Carroll, thinking we was gonna win 10 games last year. Y'all should have knew that was just a hype train, just to hype the players up, build them up. But we suffer from PTSD. Everything is suspect. Now everything is suspect now. I don't like that. I don't like seeing the nation like that. Every time something happened, just like in the draft. What was the second round? We got Stooks. People lost their shit. Then we got Coon. People, oh my God, why we gonna get him for? Hey, didn't wasn't y'all just saying that we needed to fix the O line? Out of one side of your mouth, you'd be like, well, all we got was Tyler Linderbaum. That's only one player. Then we go get somebody in the draft. Oh my God, why we draft him? We need a D tackle. Y'all don't really sound like that, but that's what it sounded like in my head, remember? And I'm like, then they got Crawford. Oh shit, what the fuck are we doing? But then over time, people realized because Tyree Wilson got shipped off to New Orleans, then that made sense. Then once people start seeing, okay, this dude ain't as bad, but we should have the other safety. Like, oh my God, man. Maybe they just like the character of this guy more than this player that's better. The player might be better, but his character might not fit into what we're trying to build. Getting the best player isn't always the best thing. I think the O line kick ass too. I was trying to tell people last year the O line wasn't that far away. I told them that we was only probably about like 2 players away on the O line. I got Colton Miller always getting hurt. Colton Miller started his first season like 40 games, wasn't never hurt. Then got hurt. I mean, in the trenches, you gonna get hurt. Damn. And then last year when he came back, he got rolled up from behind. Wasn't no need for him to come back off the high ankle sprain once we was ass in week 5, week 6, and week 7. So save him for this year because he gotta pay like he weigh. We just gave him the bag. That's when the franchise start thinking right when they think ahead. They handling the right now, but they thinking ahead. I think that's what we're doing right now. We're drafting guys that can potentially help us right now to stop the bleeding, but we could really build something if we stick with these guys. And it's going to take character. Why not high? Why not high? Why not have high character guys when you're in Vegas? We learned that with Ruggs. And I don't even think he was a bad kid. It was just an accident. Doing too much. Character. Everybody was pissed about getting man. I ain't square. He's a nerd. He's a quarterback that we need in Vegas. Now, if it was an Oakland Raiders, then, I'd be like, hopefully he can survive because all those prim and proper Silicon Valley tech answers, Raider Nation don't be want to hear that when we losing. But the Las Vegas Raiders perfect. Just saying. Smoke them if you got them. Please hit the like button, man. Let's get this out here. This is just a Friday kickback, semi-rant. Get off where you mad up show. You feel me? I said I was gonna show y'all a video of my of Coach Robbie. Let's see. Let's see. Coach Robbie. This is interesting. Oh, I know. Okay. But give Coach Robbie some slack, man.
Roberts flips.
Let's see.
To the left side, Prabula.
Oh, here we go. We go. And how y'all can't be juiced about that?
Your opening message to Raider Nation.
Hey, let's go! Raiders!
That's what I'm Raider fans. I was like, he didn't say Raiders long enough the first time. Like, oh my God. Y'all really don't think that he understands that? He played a Cal. He's influenced. He understands. Let's get to a call. Let's get to Coach Robbie. Let's start here. I like this one.
Pick in the 2026 with the 38th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Trayden Stoops, defensive back, Arizona.
Y'all hear how everybody was like, "Ooh." Y'all heard that?
Hey, Trayden, John Spytek with the Raiders. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. You're about to be a Las Vegas Raider.
Thank you.
We are thrilled to get you, man. We've been a big fan of yours for a long time. Your leadership, your play style, your intelligence. You're the exact kind of guy we need right now. So I don't have to tell you that you got to bring your best because I know you're going to get it. So just come up here and be you, and be a great teammate. We're looking for great teammates. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pass you to Coach Kubiak, but congrats on becoming a Las Vegas Raider. And Mr. Davis would like me always to say, welcome to the dark side.
Thank you.
Hey, Trade, Clint Kubiak, congratulations.
Thanks, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. Welcome, man. You can be a captain here, too. I know you've been a captain 3 different times. We need another captain here. What do you think?
Whatever you need, Coach. I got you.
All right, man. We believe in you. All right, congratulations.
You see, Kubiak Straight to the point. Hey, look, this is the expectation. We've been watching you, bro. You've been a captain. We need a captain here. Put that on the rook. He putting it on the rook. High expectations. So obviously they seen something in him that's going to fit in what Coach Rob is trying to employ. So I have big hopes for Stoops for sure, because I think he's going to be able to get it done.
Hey, here's our defensive coordinator. All right, Coach Robbie.
How you doing?
Trading, what's up, man? This is Robbie Leonard.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
You fired up, man?
I'm fired up, man.
Fired up, man. Your tape's fun to watch, man. We got a good vision for you. You know, won't be asking you to just play with that same nasty style of play you already do.
Yes, sir.
I mean, enjoy this moment with your family. I'm excited to see you in person, brother. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to get out there, yo.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. You need to bring that energy and that growth mindset that you got, right? Always getting better. You're still ascending.
Hey, Coach.
Enjoy the time with your family and welcome to the dark side.
How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm good, Coach. I'm blessed.
Welcome to the Silver and Black.
We're gonna rock the hell out. I promise.
Make sure you keep improving when you get here. Got me?
Listen, I got you.
All right, hey, I want to talk to Robbie, our defensive coordinator, Robbie Leonard. Here you go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You ready to roll, man?
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Hell
edgy
yeah.
pass rushers, man. You came to the right spot. I'll tell you that.
Hey, I'm coming to study and learn and work.
You are. That's all you got to do. You just work. You're gonna be straight. You with me?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fired up. You're going into a great room, man. Great room. You just
Hell
gotta
yeah.
be ready to learn and work yourself. All right.
I got you, Coach. I
All
got
right,
you,
brother.
Coach. I got you, Coach.
Go enjoy this moment, brother. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Willie Wayne. Thank you, Mike Check. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nate. Here's a question. I wasn't really saying much, but I have a question for you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the 85 Bears, 2,000 Ravens, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all that. You know what I'm saying? 1 to 10. Where would you say our defense was last year? 1 to 10. Our defense overall. Don't cut it up in little slices and pieces. And overall, with our defense, 1 to 10, where you think we were? Smoke them if you got them. Please hit the like button. It's Friday. Usually we have a couple more people in here. That means we ain't in the algorithm yet, or everybody out handling business. Or they on date night. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, Bruce Willis says 5. Middle of the road. How bad do you think our defense was last year? Curious. Willie Wayne say 4. Okay. Not bad. I was expecting to see some lower ones. People keeping it to themselves. They don't want to keep it lit. All right. So what we smoking on today? What y'all got? What we smoking on today? Do I need to roll up? I told you this is a chill show. We usually do these deep diving shows. This is kind of deep diving, but it's still just unscripted on a whole nine. I see our defense was like a 6. I saw our defense was a 6. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Nate. That's what. There we go. There we go, Nate. Thank you. Thank you, Nate. 2.5. How did we earn the 0.5, Nate? Please let me know how we earned the 0.5. That's a little high. It's a little high. I thought you would say like a 2 or something. So I would say a 6, right? And the reason why I say 6 is because, first of all, so the first half of the season, our defense was middle tier. Our offense was just so atrocious. Like, if your team scores less than 14 points a game, you don't think that's a problem? That's a problem. So your defense is automatically going to be on the bottom half just because middle to bottom half, just because of that. Your defense has to be all world in order for you to win games, and your offense play like that. So I'm gonna give the Raiders a 4, just based on that. Just based on that alone, I'm gonna give the Raiders a 4. Now, here's how I justify the 5 and the 6. I think Max Crosby played well. I think he played on another level this year than he did the prior year. Because everybody was chirping about Max not doing this in big games, and he wasn't stepping up in big games. And man, Max was terrorizing games last year, getting turnovers, and we give it right back. He don't even have enough time to get enough Gatorade. So Max, I think he elevated his play a level last year. And then I think the scheme that we ran last year was better than the year prior to that with just Patrick Graham. And that's why you don't like the defense, because of Patrick Graham. And a lot of people say because on third down we play back. Well, that's because we don't have no safety, no center fielder. And I'm not justifying it because that's stupid, in my opinion, to do that. It's stupid. Yeah, because all I got to do is run to the sticks, turn around, throw a back shoulder, and throw it. I get it. But I didn't see as much of that as people was thinking from the year before, because we suffer from PTSD. Well, everything is like a heightened sense of whatever it looked like it's multiplied. Just like our O-line. People thought our O-line was ass. Our O-line, our production was ass, not because the players was ass, because the coach was ass, the O-line coach was ass, or they didn't have a meeting of the minds. I mean, you can see in the alignment that we couldn't block a lot of stuff. We snapped. You got a tight end trying to block this D end, and then you got this left tackle helping double team the block down. Okay, cool. You might have some kind of scheme when you have somebody pull. Great. I don't know what you got going on, but I know the tight end should be on his outer half. Should be, well, let me say, a step, more than a step in his outer half. At least have your foot even with his. But hey, I don't know. I'm not an O-line coach. So I just know the alignment wasn't going to work. So it's all about the coaching, man. So I think the scheme worked well at times, except for we just didn't have no safety. No free safety, that is. So you can't be a 7, in my opinion. And 6.5 is pushing it. So I say about a 6. Ooh, I never heard this before. Bubblegum Haracha. No, it's all good, bro. So I'm saying all that to say is, why is everybody so skeptical about Coach Robbie and saying our defense wasn't that good when our defense was good, and had our offense helped our defense, we would have definitely been middle of the pack. Easy. And this defense ain't going to look like last year's defense. So here's a couple things, if you guys ain't seen about Coach Robbie, I want you guys to keep and just take it for what it's worth.
In the books already about the upcoming draft. But the most important thing, I think, for the defensive side of the ball is a possible change to 34. And you know, I mean, it's like we have so many sub packages now that, you know, if the nickel's in, it's basically a 4-2 anyway. But talk to us a little bit about how you, personnel-wise, have to look at a club if you are talking about going to a 3-man front.
Yeah. Well, like you said, 70% of the game is sub any way you cut it. So 70% of the game, everybody's in 4 down and doing the same thing and trying to accomplish it. It is what it is. Whether he's a 9, a 6, whatever. But in a simple form, I mean, at the end of the day, you can play 4 guys on the line, 5 guys on the line, or 6, which is cool. And you know, if we play 5 on line and either guy could go, that's 3-4. If one guy's going, that's 4-3. So what's the difference? We're going to do what we have to do to play good football. It's kind of that simple. You know what I mean? I don't see it being a drastic change of personnel, but it is a starting point of what we will be, and we'll evolve like everybody else does.
Raider Nation, if you were to say, you know, kind of at your core, what do you want Raider Nation to know about you?
Raider Nation? I feel like I've always been meant to be a Raider. Something about being from Pittsburgh and the Raiders. You know, I remember coming here, going back to the old rivalry. I mean, the Immaculate Reception, just the whole night. Like, I understood. You grew up in Pittsburgh, you understand the history of the game. And that always meant something to me. The edge, I love the dark side. It's a beautiful thing to feel like a misfit toy. I feel like I shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be in this position. And I'm very humble and grateful to have this position. And I don't know. I feel like I belong. I just have. Cool. You know what I mean? There's a certain mentality and play style that's expected from different organizations. And I tell the new players coming in all the time, I'm like, that silver and black's different. I said, we ain't running out there with, I'm not going to name any other colors, but it just hits different. And,
it does.
And it's sometimes fun to be disliked. You know, and that's, you know what I mean? So I love it. You know, I love it. I feel like I identify a lot. Well, I was meant to be a Raider, being here and helping revitalize an organization to where it should be would be like, for a very purpose-driven person, that would mean a lot to me. You know,
when the Raiders are on top and good, the NFL is good, man.
No
One thing he said was like, I like being in a position where people feel like I'm not supposed to be here. He felt like see how he lit up, he smiled. It's good to be hated. You feel me? Like, I want the underdog, prove him wrong. And that's why you hear a lot of times about, hey, we want to pick players that want to be Raiders. So this player might be a little bit better, but you could tell money is his motive. I'm trying to get my mama out the hood. Got this dude that shows up wearing for the 30 top pick, 30 visit. He show up wearing Raider colors. Similar skills, maybe not as great, but he wants to be a Raider. So I'm gonna pick the person who wants to be a Raider. Robbie wants to be a Raider. So let me ask you guys, what does it mean to be a Raider? What does it mean? Let's roll up on that one. I see a lot of people didn't go to work today because not that many people peeping in today, but hey, it's good because this is for the chat Raiders, the ones that's usually here. I appreciate y'all for watching all the shows that we've been doing this week and following and pulling up before we come on. Hizzle, Nate, Dirty, Raider Ben. Shout out to the guys, Twine, and all that. So thank you guys too, you chat Raiders. So yeah, this feels different. Let's go. Right, let's go. Things are looking different. So that's why I'm saying, let's get over this PTSD. Now, don't be that person where things have to go perfect in order for you to believe. It's easy to believe once it happens. Like, come on, y'all. That doesn't require faith either. Like, imagine if your woman chose you like that. Well, I guess a lot of women do choose men like that, but that's why when they run out of stuff, they don't have to grow no more. But if she only like had faith in you and followed you and trusted you because of what you had, it's not you, my guy, it's what you had. So, yeah, it's different now. It's different. So what does it mean to be a Raider? What we doing? We going this should be an easy question for a lot of you guys. Because I think a lot of people don't understand what it means to be a Raider. Uh-oh. And I think I got the perfect guy to answer the question. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call him. No, I don't know. This culture kind of weird. I was going to call you Too Sweet because your timing is sweet, but you know how this culture is hella weird. But we don't play that over here on the bar. But what's up with Raider Twine? I just shouted you out for pulling up this week and just being a member on the bar. You feel me? Hey, but quick question, just off the top off your head. What does it mean to be a Raider? Because you know when they say, I want to pick players that want to be Raiders, that means they want to come to the organization. But what does it mean when we're looking for a player that want to be a Raider?
Okay, so it's easy to go with, the traditional is pride, because I've listened to the one that should know exactly what a Raider is, and that's Mark Davis. Mark Davis said, all the phrases, pride and poise, commitment to excellence, all of that, right? And those things are true. Yes, that's what, I'm saying, what the phrases that have been, passed down from Al Davis to Mark Davis on what a Raider is. But I think there's just, I think a Raider has to identify somewhat with the fan base. And when you think about our fan base, you think about a blue collar, grimy, getting it out the mud, type of organization, that's not afraid to, get their hands dirty if they need to get the job done. And I think that ultimately that's what, in my opinion, what a Raider is. These players are gonna, you may have been talked about, you may have been miscalculated or counted out, to some aspect. You may be coming over here and we picked you because we know you got a chip on your shoulder and you got something to prove. and those are the players that we identify as Raiders. One of the biggest guys that we know who is a Raider is Max Crosby. Think about his story. You know what I'm saying? And the things that he had to endure in his life, you know what I'm saying, with addiction, you know what I'm saying, being when he first came in, he was a string bean, you know what I'm saying? He had to hit the gym, you know what I'm saying, gain a couple of, pounds and all the things he had to endure, along the way. So just certain things like that are the characteristics of what a Raider is. A person that's not going to run when times get tough, you know what I'm saying, the one that's not going to be afraid of a rough time, willing to fight through that tough time and say, hey, brighter days are coming, you know what I'm saying. So all that combined, to me, it is a Raider.
Fine. Why you jump in the ring and just start throwing everybody out, man? You won the Battle Royal, man. It's over with. The ratings, you just killed the ratings, man. Because you came in and knocked everything out the park, because essentially that's what it is. And this is why I have an issue with people when certain situations happen in our organization with, like, let's say Max Crosby. We forget that he's really a Raider. Like, why are we doing that? Derek Carr, same thing. You can not like him or whatever, but if you strip all that away, is he a Raider though? Does he fit what you just said? And he fits that. Like, so why do we treat our Raiders like the way we do? Because we got PTSD, Post-Traumatic Super Bowl Disorder. Come on, how old were you when the Raiders won the Super Bowl last time?
How old was I?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't born.
See, a lot of Raider fans have it. So consequently, you don't have anything to gauge it by. Not to say that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, like, you don't know what you ain't never had. You don't know what you ain't never had. And so for and the thing about it, and that's not to say you don't know about the Raider culture, because you just broke down what it takes to be a Raider. Because you said, sure, it's all those things: pride in poise, commitment to excellence, you know what I'm saying? Great franchise, the whole yada, yada, yada. But those things were a byproduct of what we were doing. The slogan came because of what we were doing. Pride and poise is like, yeah, they going to talk shit about us, but what we going to do is we going to play with pride and hold our poise, whatever our poise is. Right? Because we was the renegades, the ruffians, the thugs.
And I'll say this too, to add to what you're saying, because I agree with you, is even in that situation, even in that time when we were winning, they as a franchise, and as the NFL in its entirety, we were still, one of the teams that they look down on, you know what I'm saying? So we even with all the winning, as much as those years and decades of kicking ass, we still were, the you know what I'm saying? They
enemy number one.
We still had to get it number one.
Yes, we were public enemy number one. So we were able to overcome all that. We blocked out all the noise. Al Davis was suing the league all the time. And we won anyway. That's why they hated it. Just win. It don't matter. Just win. The slogan ain't bigger than the action. We living off the slogan now. People like to say, I don't care. I just want us to win. No, it's how you win. It's not, no, I just want to win. It's how you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, just win. It don't mean like just win by any means necessary. It's just win by commitment to excellence. Just win with pride and poise. Just win.
Hey, look.
It's not just win any kind of way. Like, damn.
Yeah, you go into a game not saying I'm just going to try to win by 1 point. You go to the game expecting to dominate. You know what I'm saying? To blow that team out, and then when it comes to that last 2 seconds, if you up by one, okay, just win. You know what I'm saying? That's when you say just win. But when that first whistle's blown, you coming in to dominate. You know what I'm saying? You trying to put a 40 piece on that team. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And people, I heard something of the source that, man, Mendoza might get in and we blowing out a team. And then it was like, damn, when was the last time we was blowing out teams? Like, see, our mentality, I get it. We have to shift the mentality first. Because it's going to be games this year where it's going to be teams that ain't going to be able to keep up with us. I'm telling y'all. But, hey, here's a question from, first of all, let me get the guy.
Salute everybody in the chat. I you know what I'm saying? Sorry about that.
Willie Wayne said he was 16, Willie Wayne, when the Raiders won a Super Bowl? Really? Okay, so you understand what I'm talking about then. Bruce Willis said he was 1. You want to know if this is brand new? No, this shirt is probably like, I say it's probably over 30, maybe like 35. I don't know. This is the original one. This is my dad's. Raider in peace. This was my dad's. So
respect.
I just start wearing it because I refused to buy Raider gear once they left Oakland. I'm not buying Raider gear until y'all win some shit. Because y'all did some shit. But I will wear Raider stuff, so I went back and got a lot of stuff that my dad, once he passed, he had a lot of stuff that he was holding, and I just started wearing it.
Yeah. Now, do I got some clothing that was around when the Super Bowl was, you know what I'm saying? Around one of them Super Bowls? Absolutely. Because I got some of my grandpa stuff. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a little Super Bowl on me, but I wasn't physically, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Because one of my fondest memory in life was when the Raiders was at the airport from winning the Super Bowl. Oakland was crazy. It was crazy. I was like 9. And the environment and the feeling and the joy and the adulation and the pride and because we weren't supposed to win shit. Blue collar, like you say. Person like me. It's good to see a person like me win. So, and what I'm telling y'all is, wasn't just paying attention to the Raiders just for the Super Bowl. I was a Raider. I was born a Raider. I hit the ground running as a Raider. I had no choice. So I understood what was going on. And do I like Al Davis and Raiders going to LA and all the, but that comes with loving the Raiders. So, hey, so let me see. I just want to ask you, what does it mean to be a Raider? The chat didn't touch that one, though. What does it mean to be a Raider, Willie Wayne? What does it mean to be a Raider? Y'all answer that in the chat. All right, here we go. So let me hit a touchy subject too. Let's talk about the draft real quick.
That's touchy?
Draft. Yeah, it's touchy because
I mean, I don't know what angle you're taking, but just you saying that, I'm like, okay, what you think is touchy about the draft?
We'll make it touchy, right? So the touchy part of the draft is some people felt like we should have got other positions sooner, and there were players available earlier that we should have got. Right? And a lot of pundits are saying The Raiders knocked this one out the park, which I hate when people talk good about us. When the press talk good about us, you know we about to have a letdown. We always do that. Like even when they on those little parts where they say the Raiders gonna lose, and then when they got most of them that the Raiders gonna win, we lose that game.
Hey, is that post-traumatic stress?
It might be. I ain't saying I'm totally healed, but yes. So my thing is this.
Mm.
The draft is funny because when you do these like mock drafts, people like to pick the best player because they don't even watch these players like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they go look at the stats, pick the best player, and then just run with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a player because of that. And then when your team go a different direction, you like, oh my God, what are we doing? And I'm saying, if you look at who they draft, you can see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you look at the draft in its total, because let's say day one, of course, wasn't nothing. Only a small fraction of people really was surprised or mad or whatever because we actually said we're going to get Fernando. I don't know why in the world anybody thought we were going to do something different, but that's fine. So day one was okay. It was anticlimactic. But then day two came. People was like, we went and got Stooks. And it was like, what the hell?
Mm.
Right? And then we got the old lineman. Then we got the DN. I mean, the edge rusher. Then everybody started like, oh my God, Spytek. Fucking up the draft again. He ain't on a hot seat, but he on a warm seat. And I'm like, look, y'all. The Raiders ain't supposed to draft who you like. They're supposed to draft who they think gonna fit what they trying to do, and we don't know what they trying to do all the way. So why would we be so hypersensitive about who we pick and when we pick them? Like, yeah, we didn't get a D tackle, we didn't get a wide receiver early. We did address it, so it let you know that we did know about it. But there's always like next year we can get those players next year. But maybe I'm just being too whatever about it. What you think about that? Because I don't know where you fall at on that scale. But can you help me understand the panic?
So I in most cases I see both sides, and I was on both sides. I'll say it like that, because when I was looking at the draft, I definitely day two, I was kind of getting frustrated because I didn't know, I couldn't really get a gauge on where Spytek was going. Because again, there was, at that time there was Denzel Boston out there, right. McDonald was out there, Lee Hunter was still.
I was about to say Lee Hunter was out there, which was a fan favorite.
So there was a lot of people like that were still on the board. And I'm like, okay, where are we going to go? And then I had to, look at it and really think about sometimes the best advice is the things you say to yourself. And I remember plenty of times where when people talked about our defense, the first thing I said was, I don't know what's going to happen with this defense because I don't trust this secondary. That was one of the main things I said about, and that was in the vein of the success of Robbie Leonard, right? I'm like, I don't know how much success Robbie Leonard is going to have because I don't really trust this secondary. If we try and pull him out there full time, and you know what I'm saying, we really relying on Porter, then we might be in trouble. So, and that's just my opinion, right?
Right.
So looking at the totality of the draft, I look at it and I'm like, the thing that I had the biggest issue with on the defensive side of the ball, we addressed. And not only addressed it, but we addressed it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Go.
So with that being said, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to step back on this one and play it on that, right? That's point one. Point two is, I remember telling myself that going into this draft that we had so many holes on this team that it was not going to be addressed in one draft. So with that being said, yes, I would have loved to have a receiver. Yes, I would have maybe drafted a linebacker, you know what I'm saying, in the draft. But we couldn't fill those holes because there were so many other holes that needed to be addressed that who knows what we do next year. You know what I'm saying? I can almost probably guarantee you that they're going to draft a linebacker and a wide receiver high. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that we thought we were frustrated about getting it this year, well, guess what? We'll be trying to make a play for it next year. Because again, it goes back to what I said, you know, what I've been saying and what I had to say to myself. It is not just, it's going to take more than one, you know what I'm saying, draft to address all the holes that we have on this team. Now, can we win games? Yes. Can we be competitive? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm looking at back to the original thought of just win, and I said you go in with the mindset of domination. If I'm thinking of domination, we're going to need more pieces than what we have.
Competent pieces at that. Because, like you said, we can go address some of these players next year. We can go get a high-level wide receiver, a high-level linebacker. And you gave yourself real good advice by saying it's going to take multiple drafts. Because, like I said, we were talking about the O-line. We draft an O-line and everybody lose their shit. We draft an O-lineman early, like, wait, when was we supposed to get one? So, yeah, I do understand that you got to look at and see what we did fix and then try to see what we need to fix next year, because you can't do it all in one draft, like you said.
And let's also be honest with this, Black. And that's why I'm kind of where I'm at in regards to where I think the team's going to be. We have a new head coach. Okay. Robbie Leonard has been here, so he kind of knows, you know, what's in here and what's not in here. But let's keep it a buck. Not everybody that's under contract, you know what I'm saying? Not the new people, because obviously we signed our rookies, you know what I'm saying, today, right? But everybody prior to that was already on the roster. What is a guarantee that Kubiak likes them?
Right.
So with that being said, it's going to take at least one or two drafts in order for him to get the guys that he actually really likes in here. He might be right at the moment. He's probably, you know, I don't know who they are, but, you know, he might be tolerating some guys. He might be tolerating, I'll say it like this, and it may be true, it may not be true. He may be tolerating JPJ. He didn't draft JPJ. So until he brings in who he likes, it's going to at least, like I said, it's going to at least take a season or two. And season one, yeah, he did as best as he could, you know what I'm saying, roster-wise, but I think it's going to take another year to bring in guys and then let the other guys that he don't like currently on the roster, let them go.
I think JPJ going to translate, though.
No, I think so too, but I was just throwing that name out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's really legit though, because and shout out to them, because they could have came in and flushed the regime. They could have flushed them draft picks from last year. They still might get flushed, but that's only be because they got outperformed by who we drafted and all that. But and who we picked up on the offseason. But they got some burn. But like you said, I wasn't confident with our secondary going into the draft. That was a high need. Now, I asked earlier what y'all rate the defense. I don't think the defense was our problem last year, but Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll had this hybrid defense that they had going on, and they took it with them. So we starting a whole new type of defense. So I don't expect our defense to be like how our defense was last year. I think our defense is going to be smarter, more aggressive than it was last year. I think sometimes when you're a coach underneath another coach, you don't get your shine because you got to be the yes man to the man that's above. And then when you get your time to be the man above, then now you get to call shots because you got the pistol. And I think now he got the pistol, Coach Robbie, and I think we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to see something that we ain't seen before. That's what we've been asking for.
I think he's been sitting there, you know what I'm saying, with the guys that he currently had on the roster and was like, you know what, if we ran this defense here, I think we could actually do something. And I think that's why a lot of the guys that you see on the defensive side, you didn't see too many guys leave. You know what I'm saying? The younger guys that you know, we retain Coops, we retain, you know what I'm saying, Tyree for a little bit and then switch that out for something else, you know. But he retained a lot of those guys because I think he has an idea of, let me just put these guys in this position.
Yeah.
But that's still, even with that being said, it's going to take time for those guys to not only get the system, but then feel comfortable in the system.
To jail. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've been running Patrick Graham. And not saying that Robbie Leonard won't run a little bit of Patrick Graham. Who knows?
Right.
But I think there's definitely a new flavor that he's trying to bring to that defensive side of the ball. And I think the benefit defensively is that we're faster.
You can see we got a new flavor. It's a bunch of different seasonings on the counter. Yeah, so some old seasons that we use, we don't want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. Damn, bro, they saw something in him that they like. Kubiak, high intelligent guy. He likes to have a lot of options. I've noticed that about him. So that way he's hard to scheme. And if Coach Robbie came to them during this interview, laid out a plan in paper and pen, which he was taught to do earlier in his career, that stuff like that, little things like that, character things like that, shows you're willing to go the extra mile and that's what it takes to be a champion. Not just a one-time champion. We're talking about trying to be a winner, not just win one time, be a winner. So I think I'm confident with him. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, like no results are guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
I think also too, and you know, looking at what Robbie Leonard is trying to put together, I think, you know, what's going to be very key for him is he's going to have to teach it well. Not saying that he won't teach it well, but he's going to have to teach it well. But then on the field, the team is going to have to communicate, especially when you're running a multiple, you know what I'm saying? If he's trying to run a multiple type, you know, style of defense, there's going to be a whole lot of communication, verbal and nonverbal, that's going to have to be, you know what I'm saying, executed on the field. There's going to be body language that the safety is going to have to read off of the linebacker, and you know what I'm saying, the linebacker is going to have to read some things off of the D line. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of that has to take place. That gelling in order to do a multiple, you know, and you know, that's why it's easy to run, you know, cover 3. You know what I'm saying? If that's all you're running, how many variations can you run off of a cover 3? You know what I'm saying? Versus a multiple defense where you got different fronts, different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even 3-4 by itself, which you just said only get ran about 30% of the time, which is like less than a third. Even with the 3-4, you can disguise so many things in the 3-4. You can protect, you can keep the run in front of you, protect the pass in the 3-4. It confuses the quarterback in the 3-4. We got a lot of quarterbacks in our division that sling the rock, right? And so at the end of the day, what we have to do is we have to change it up because we're too predictable on defense. And I think that's one thing that we take away is our predictability, like our vanilla defense style. So with this said, though, And I want you guys to use objectivity because we know how the players played last year, but you know how you felt after the draft last year. Was the draft better this year or last year? Just how you feel. Chat, hit that like button for your boy and your boy Raider Twine. Can you tell us which year was a better draft, last year or this year? What's up, AE? What you think, Twine? You thinking about it? You're pondering?
Good question.
Smoke them if you got them.
That's a really good question, Black. At least in my opinion. Because I it's hard for me to clearly say.
I just rolled a blunt and lost it and ain't even moved.
Help me out. Hey, help me out, chat.
Yeah, what y'all think?
Cause like there's pluses and minuses to every draft. Like, you know, you can say last year's draft, that was the year with Jack Besh and, you know what I'm saying, Dante Thornton. Who else was in that draft? Genty?
Hold on. Yeah, Genty went 6. Hold on, let me see. Hey, Google. Who did the Raiders draft last year?
Yeah, help me out. I look, I just came in from dialysis, so I'm trying to.
Other notable selections included wide receiver Jack Beck in the 2nd round and cornerback Darian Porter in the 3rd round.
Porter.
So we got Genty, Beck, Darian Porter.
See, and it's hard, and I'll say it like this: it's kind of hard to. The only person that really showed themselves, in my opinion, was Genty. You know what I'm saying? The other guys are still kind of, we don't know what we got.
So we had Genty at 6. Beck didn't get to play a lot. Porter, Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, Dante Thornton, Tonka Hemingway, J.J. Pegues, Cam Miller, Tommy Malloy, and Lindenberg. And even last year, I could see we needed a running back. We needed receivers. We addressed the receivers. We got a cornerback early. We did get a linebacker, or I mean 2 linemen in the 3rd. So we tried to address the line. We got 2 D tackles and 2 quarterbacks, which we needed. Granted, they was 5th or 6th. I mean, the 6th round. And like I said, when you get something late like that, then next year you can get higher of that if it don't work out. So here's what the chat raiders are saying. This year, draft was way better. Barack, thanks for hacking in. Raider Knight, what's up with you? He says, what's up to Twine? Bruce Willis says, let me see, I thought I saw this year by far. Of course this year. Because we got a QB now.
Okay.
I think, let me see. I think
because I want to say this year's draft, and you know, I'm not as high as, you know, I'm not as high on Mendoza as others, but I respect that. Yes, he is our starting quarter. You know, he's going to be the quarterback of the future.
At least do that.
And that, but I will say that because I really do like the guys outside of Mendoza. I like McCoy, however long we have him, and I like Crawford and Mike. Mike Washington. Too. So I
love that pick. I love that pick. I absolutely love that pick.
You talking about Mike Washington?
Yes, M-Dub. Make way. Bad intentions. That's the nickname I give him. He runs violent.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like him. That's a good match for Genty because they both would run you over. We just got different running styles. So I think this year's draft was a little bit better. I'm just saying, based on, I think they both was pretty good in the sense of trying to pick players in positions that we needed, and we did what we thought was best at the time. Right. Same thing here. I think we just went one level higher this year than last year.
I'll say this because I'm leaning more towards this year's draft too. I'm taking away our first rounds in both. When I'm looking at it, I'm taking away Genty and I'm taking away Mendoza. And when I look at what's behind that,
right,
I think I like this year's draft as much as I like Jack Best last year. That was a guy that I was looking at when I was, diving into tape. And I was like, okay, Jack Best could be a good guy for us. And, but yeah, I'm leaning more towards this year.
Bruce Willis says this draft players will get more playing time. That's the factor because of a new coach. Last year we had shitty coaches, so not much playing time. Yeah, like our old linemen. like because Coach Carroll didn't like playing young players early in the year. So yeah, I agree with that. I think this year is an open market though. Anybody can get a job.
Facts.
Hey, he says felt like it was better this year. Fill the need spots last year. Just got our homeboy from the sixth pick. So I think this year's draft was better. All things considering. And don't be surprised, though. Don't be surprised if some players this year don't get comfortable you was here last year because you might not be here this year or you might be on a reduced role, finding your way trying to get a starting position or get your way on the field. So I think this year's a little different.
Hey, at this point, like, everybody's a suspect.
Everybody's a suspect. Right.
And
so what do y'all think?
And that was. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. And that was what?
No, I said everybody's a suspect. You know what I'm saying? And that was proven when we sent for a brief moment we sent Max Crosby on a Spirit flight.
On the Spirit flight, and he had to come back on JetBlue. For real. So one of the spots in the defense that is a sore spot, or the who's or the who's where, is my boy Paul Mau. He got a lot of flack last year because he was getting beaten coverage, which he's not a free safety. The man was he basically fought his way onto the field. Excellent, strong safety. And Jeremy Chin actually played well, so that allowed us not to have to put our boy there and let him try to take Merrick's spot. But he doesn't belong in center field, so that's obvious. Mm-hmm. Now, the things I've heard is he's going to, this is a suggestion, should pick up about 20 pounds and become a linebacker. What do y'all think about that? Do you think he should bulk up and become a linebacker?
I don't think so.
Yeah, who's gonna earn their patch by preseason?
I think Chin is more likely the linebacker than Power Mal is. I think Palomar should stay as strong safety. If they use somebody like a linebacker, I think they should use Chin.
I like what you did.
And then let Stukes get nasty up top, because that speed and his intellect, even though he's a rookie, I think I like that chances at free. And don't sleep on and a lot of people don't really talk about it, but don't sleep on Johnson either.
Right.
Back there.
So I think you smart right there. I didn't think this all the way through. It just didn't make all the way sense to me. But that would make the most sense, because really Chin is not that good in coverage at all. I won't say at all, but I'm just saying Palomar is a better coverage out of the two. So that would make more sense to have him playing that strong. And then you can put Chin right there, strong nickel or big nickel or a linebacker, and send him or whatever, you know. He can even drop in coverage. So who's going to earn their shielded patch by preseason? I'll say, you know, Max Crosby. I'm going to say probably all the captains is going to probably be Stukes. He's going to probably earn his. Genty, Brock Bowers, JPJ, Colton Miller, Lindenbaum.
That's the question right there, Black. And you asked me a whole bunch of questions. I'm gonna ask you the question. Who's getting the C on their chest on the O-line?
Lindenbaum. Oh, either him or Colton Miller. So I did talk about our O-line, right? And I said normally you have an anchor. You know what I'm saying? One anchor on there. But see, when you have a yacht, you got to have two anchors. Real big. Our O-line is real big. We beefy. We choppy mondo, real big, you underdig? You know what I'm saying? Like Godzilla, never Godzuki. Like, so we got two anchors. We got an anchor in the middle and an anchor in the back. So I'm going to say both of them. But to be fair, to answer your question, because it can only be one, it's got to be Colton.
Okay.
What do you think?
Nah.
That was a great question. That was a great question.
I mean, Linderbaum is the center. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be calling the calls. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he's the big dollar guy. But I think in this situation, yeah, Linderbaum's calling the calls. Yes, Linderbaum's doing all of that. But when you got Colton Miller that's been the captain, you know what I'm saying, and he's the old man, you know what I'm saying? Like, there might be times where Tyler Linderbaum is talking to Colton Miller like, hey, can you give me a little bit of game? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not necessarily about football, but just, hey, you've been a vet in this league, you know. Can you give me like Marshawn Lynch said, can you give me a little ism? You know? And that might be that. So I think wisdom wise and tenure wise, because he's been here, I think it might be Colton. But we'll see.
Well, yeah, because this is because Lindenbaum is a rookie here, right? Technically. So you know, making him the captain will say a lot to Colton. And I don't think you want to send that message to him coming off the injury. We gave him the bag. We need to put him in the best position to succeed. So that way, if the failure happens, it's not because we failed the player, it's because the player failed the franchise. See, we so used to PTSD that the franchise be failing the player, and we always keep blaming the player, a la Derek Carr. We keep blaming the player, a la even Jimmy Garoppolo, because even with his weak ass, if you put him in the right situation, he gonna win some games. A la Gardner Minshew. He wasn't weak when he got here, But when he left here, he was ass because we failed them as a franchise.
Yeah.
Same thing. Geno Smith, he wasn't garbage when he got here. Now he ass. As a franchise, Chip Kelly set him up for failure. But now we're in a situation where it's the other way around because it's easier to replace players quicker and turn it around than trying to make the front office act right. And that's why I'm trying to tell everybody, kumbaya. Kumbaya, because we're here now. The front office is settled. Now we can be settled. Now just chill. Now it's time to chill. No more of this.
I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders. Oh, I hate the Raiders.
John, calm down. John, they'll win the next time, John.
I hate the Raiders.
No more. No more. We there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We good. Now let's get ready to fight. Let's get in shape and fight. Let's get our mentals right. You know what I'm saying? Get our mentals right. Yeah. Because we can't be acting like Chicken Little every time something starts happening. We start panicking as a nation. We already don't have home field advantage. We need to change that, turn that around. Yeah. But that was a good question, though. I like that question.
Mendoza's not gonna get a C on his chest. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for
I don't think that's it's gonna be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because I did leave out Mendoza, and for the similar reason. Well, what I was saying about Colton is this: you don't want to send a message that he's not the captain because you don't want to. Mess with that mental in that sense. And then if Colton don't do what he's supposed to, he won't be wearing it next year. Believe that.
Go
ahead.
But it's simple math. Mendoza's not starting week 1. Like they've already put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So why would someone that's sitting the bench have a C on their chest?
Well, he asking, is he gonna earn his shield and his patch early?
Okay. Maybe.
That's still a difficult question. Good question.
Yeah.
I think he can, but will he get the opportunity to? Because we don't really need to be playing 50-50 with the quarterback in preseason when we come in with a new offense, new line, and new everything. So what needs to happen is Mendoza need to. First of all, Mendoza ain't playing. He's not starting. I already said that in the video that I've done. So hit the subscribe button and then go back. I got a playlist with all the videos in it. It's in there. Hit that playlist. You feel me? And so we need to have Kirk Cousins with the reps. Put him in the best position to succeed because Mendoza already in the best position to succeed right now. We already curated the front office and everything. So if he don't come out there like week 1, like he's smart as Kirk Cousins and way better, which I don't think is going to happen, then they might go play 50-50 to see what's up. But other than that, I think Kirk Cousins is going to get primary of the reps, like as he should.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. He said, he's not starting. No. And I don't think we should start him.
Mm-mm. No.
So
I'll say it like this: if Mendoza starts week 1, is more on what happened with Kirk Cousins than it was with Mendoza.
Right. There you go. Do you think Mendoza comes off as fake or too polished? Because he got a LinkedIn deal. He kind of come off like a little politician-ish. Pizzle my nizzle said he might be a silver tongue devil.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think he's a little too polished, too square? What do you guys think, chat raiders? What you think? You think Mendoza's too good to be true? What do you like? Is he too professional? What do you guys think about that?
To me, it's kind of suspect.
Uh-oh. That's what and Nutty Red Nate says that too.
And that's probably why I'm kind of like, I don't know about this dude. Because I don't think it's because of his play. It's not his play on the field. Yes, he can. Yes, he can make accurate throws. Yes, in his offense, he was able to make one read. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to try to do whatever he can to grind out games. That I don't have any questions in regards to that. But if he don't keep the script, or he decided that he change up, and that's the other thing. That's why I don't want a C on his chest. Because if you put a C on his chest, then he's going to feel like he can say stuff to people. And right now, if we're feeling like this, you know what I'm saying? Where some people is like, hey, that's who he is. And then there are some people like, I don't know, man. Don't you think that's what's happening in the locker room? Don't you think the same feelings that we have? These guys are coming in asking the same questions. So let him figure out how he wants to be in the locker room. If that's him, cool, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But to me, just honest with you, I kind of suspect to me.
You know,
like and especially when I come to the when I went to the college of everybody has made mistakes. Like it's almost like he's almost too perfect. At every press conference is always you know what I'm saying? Like if you was literally grading his press conference or any, you know what I'm saying, any when has he messed up? Even when he decides to cuss.
Right. And that's funny because I was just thinking now. I was like, well, he did cuss, and I was like perfectly timed. You know what I'm saying?
It sounded like it was perfectly timed, but it also sounded like it was kind of forced.
Yeah, because you don't probably like cussing like that.
And I know you know this situation, Black. I'm sorry to take this much to explain.
But no, good, bro.
What
you got oxtails?
Hey, what happens when you hang out with someone that ain't black, and then when you talk to them, they's like, "Oh yeah, my cousin dates a black person," or "Oh my I got 2 black friends." Why do they feel like they got to say that? So that they
way
can,
you
go ahead.
So that way they. So, yeah, it is to fit in, yes, but also to let you know that I can relate to some degree. So here's the thing with Mendoza. He went to Cal. One thing about the Bay that you'll know is Bay is very cultural, multicultural. Berkeley is multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
I know he probably has some experience with black people. And I'm pretty sure that he wears his business persona out front very, very well. Like that's why I say it comes off like a politician. And I don't think that he's too. I think it's something different. We're not used to it. I think it's something that we're just not used to. And then you said something about how his leadership style, and he addressed that, which I'm about to play right now. But I want to see what What's it say, Borak? My bad. You guys sound paranoid. Maybe that's just who he is. Nice family man who loves football. I agree. I agree. That's what I'm saying. He went to Berkeley, right? So I feel like he has some culture. He could have went to Yale, but Berkeley was probably better for him to play football. Also, he also talks about his personality a little bit here too, and I think this is kind of one of the realest things I've heard him say. So let's check this out.
Your opening message to Raider Nation.
Oh, you talking about
Hey, let's
this?
go. Raiders!
What kind of leader are you out there on the football field? We know you're a humble dude, but how do you lead? How do you get on your players?
Although I've came off as very humble and pretty fuzzy and warm, at the end of my Indiana career, when you have that equity, you're able to be like number 4 and number 12. And if you ask my teammates, that's stuff that I was.
So what he was talking about right there is when he say 4 and 12, James Jones asked him, told him, I play with number 4. 4 is Brett Favre. He's the type of quarterback that'll get on your neck, kick your get on your neck. And he said 12 is the type that'll smack you. You know what I'm saying? What kind of leader are you? You know? So this is what he's saying about 4, and that's why when he said 4 and 12.
I wasn't always a nice guy. I was an a-hole sometimes because I wanted everyone to do their 111th, everyone to do their job, hold everyone to a high standard. However, coming to a new organization, starting from the bottom of the totem pole, I believe that leadership is earned, not given. And there's so many amazing leaders on this team. And I think, especially as a quarterback, the 2 things you need to be a leader is, number 1, you got to play well. Play well, I respect you. That's number 4 and number 12, both Hall of Famers. You got to play well. You got to do your job before you can hold other people accountable. And number 2, you got to create equity. You got to create equity, whether it's work ethic, whether it's caring about your teammates, connecting them on a personal level, and then just being one of the guys.
There it is.
When you have that equity, I mean, when you have that player equity and then also have that performance equity, that is when you take that corner and then you could have that advanced leadership techniques of holding people accountable. Because they know not only do you do your job, you do go above and beyond. And that was something I was able to experience at the end of my career at Indiana. However, now I'm starting from the bottom of the totem pole, and there's so many great leaders, offense, defense, special teams, coaches, owners that I can learn from. So right now, I'm just trying to be a sponge and build that equity.
I get it. The answers sound right and perfect, but maybe I think he's just smart. I think he comes from a good family, like you said. And I just think that when you grow up as like Christian like that, like Tim Tebow, that's who you are. It's hard to believe because you're not used to seeing somebody that consistent. Do I think he drunk a couple beers and had some beer pong? And I mean, if you at Berkeley, you're going to party. I'm sorry. And you're going to hit some weed.
Right.
So
Well,
I
at
don't
least
think
he's
he a
around
weed
here.
smoker, but I think he hit some weed, though, if you had to ask me. Now, smoke him if you got him. We on the bar. We almost at the last stop, but I love y'all coming through. I see 17 up there. That's what I see. That's good. I love it. Can we please hit that like button? We just chilling. So my boy say, go ahead. I was going to read the comment, but I want you to get your point out.
No, let me say that my feelings in regards to Mendoza is still a wait and see. Like let me see how this plays out, but I still can't ignore that I you know what I'm saying, that feeling of he might, you know what I'm saying? When
That's
is he going to crack?
That's that PTSD got y'all thinking like that about him. Y'all should think higher of him than a Jimmy Garoppolo, than even a Gardner Minshew, even a Geno Smith. If y'all put y'all faith in any of them 3 quarterbacks, y'all could.
I'm not talking about the play on the field. I'm talking about just the personality. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Is he putting on the front? You know what I'm saying?
Why would he be? What? I'm trying to understand what would make it a front, though. Like what gives y'all the impression he lying or being deceptive? Let's say that. Not necessarily lying, but being deceptive. Like even if he do smoke tree, right? I don't want that perception of our quarterback in the media. Now, I'm about to say something that's going to probably piss a couple people off. See, this is why Lamar Jackson can only go so far, right? Because when you're the quarterback and you're the leader of the franchise, you have to have a certain look. That's why for a while they used to say black people couldn't be quarterbacks. So they wasn't smart enough. Not just because on the field, because our play can supersede that knowledge, but they talking about the business aspect of it, the perception, the ability to stay out of trouble, the ability to say the right things at the right time. Because if you notice, when they ask Mendoza a question, people sit there and ponder on them. They be quick answers, because they're confident. They sound like he really believed that so much that people are like, I don't know, that's too good. This motherfucker, he keeps saying all the right shit. Like you don't never fuck up. Now we gotta scrutinize the little crack in your voice, or how long you say Raiders, or the little article you do in Esquire magazine. We gotta find the smallest little craziest thing and blow it up and be like, I don't know, I'm about to watch him because that shit's a little suspect. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the PTSD part, right? So I don't blame y'all for being like that, and I'm not coming at you like I said at the beginning. So I'm not coming for nobody. I'm just saying this is just what it appears to me. And I'm like, look, if y'all, just on logic alone, if y'all really thought these motherfuckers had an inkling enough for you to believe, don't get scared now. Why y'all want to get scared now? Don't get scared now. Don't get finicky now. You should have been finicky last year when they brought in Chip Kelly and shit wasn't looking right. Y'all should have been like, you know what? I know Pete Carroll's a better coach than this. What the fuck is really going on? But instead, this motherfucker too old. But then in the preseason, he got the knowledge and he's seen everything. And man, y'all sound crazy. Y'all sound crazy because week 1 y'all sound one way because we beat the Patriots. Then week 3 y'all sound like y'all crashing out. I'm like, damn. So he said, I get it though, because I've been a Raider fan for 53 years. I love that. I hope you hit the subscribe button because this channel is definitely for Raider fans that's been here for a minute, since 73. And we're not used to this. Things going to be looking right. I didn't even read your comment when I was saying what I was saying, but I'm just saying we're not used to it. I've seen it before in my lifetime in the Raiders franchise, and this is starting to look like they got the right seasoning. They actually got the right kind of fish this time. Okay, now they didn't skimp on the beef. They really got the Kobe beef this time. They didn't. The Raiders are doing things right now. Is it going to come out tasting good? I don't know, but the ingredients is there. We can at least tweak the ingredients. We didn't even have the right chefs in the kitchen. We want Gordon Ramsay, and we got air fry Aaron.
Not air fry Aaron. Oh, that's funny.
So
you right. You know what I'm saying? There is some people will definitely and I'm I can put myself in that boat, of the positive concern.
I respect you for that too. Super respect, uber respect for that. Because it's okay to be like that. I understand it. That's why I asked you earlier, how old were you when the Raiders went to the Super Bowl last time? Right? So I can't expect something out of you that.
I mean, I was around when they went to the Super Bowl, but did they win the Super Bowl? No.
Right. And even with that, you could tell when the franchise is acting right. You could just tell, though, we was riding, like, the franchise was good, right? Because really winning cures all. Because really at the coaching level, we was superseding what our franchise was doing. Our coaching level, because the player and the coach was locked in with each other. And that's why the head office ended up fucking it up, because we ended up giving away Gruden, right, and then lose the Super Bowl, so it wasn't nothing the coach or the player could do. Well, the coach actually left. The new coach couldn't come in and do nothing. So because the head office eventually fucked it up. But we was close right there. So now if we had a head office that was competent, and then we put the right players on the field, the mystique is a real thing. The fucking franchise is a real thing. And then when you play with that real pride and poise, not because it's a term, but because it's really there, because you see players that's like, I'm crashing out for the Raiders. And Max Crosby fit that. The boy get it tatted. Now we all questioning him and his tat. Like, damn. If I was Max, at some point, looking at all the fuckery with the franchise, he gonna be like, they're gonna do me like this too. So can I get out of here? Can we end this relationship amicably? And then God behold said, no, you're coming back, the game gods, and really it worked in our favor.
He's seen plenty of examples go in and out the door. Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, Darren Waller. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many examples does he need of how, you know what I'm saying, we've treated players at the end of the day?
You think Khalil Mack? He was old enough to see that too. Like, I mean, like, it's our history. But now that we're not on fuck shit like that, matter of fact, I think we was kind of on fuck shit when we was getting rid of Maxes. We knew what Max was like, you know what? All right, cool. Let's get 2 first rounds for him, right? And we gonna get that motherfucking center. And then they shot him to him, right? And they was like, okay, we gonna go all in on Max. They don't appreciate it. They looked at it and was like, hold on. They got our center in 2 first rounds and we only got Max. Oh, hell no, that nigga fucked up, y'all. Nope, we don't want to have that happen. The Raiders is really trying to finesse that deal. I really think that, which is fine with me, right? All I'm saying is we're doing shit right.
Hey, that's how deals are made around here. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody talking about the Max Crosby deal. I think the nastiest deal we did was getting rid of Geno.
Oh, for a draft pick?
Getting draft picks for Geno. I thought that was the nastiest thing ever.
No, that's gangster. That's spy tech, spy
That's
hunter.
what I'm saying. So
I call him spy hunter. He a hunter. Now we talking about well, sometimes he did like he did last year, just trade back, got more. He's a hunter, spy hunter.
And when's the last time we traded someone during the draft?
Right. You ain't got, bruh. Vegas is a vacation spot. You can stay here. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get out the facility. Sorry. The nation has spoken. That's why I'm saying we've been pulling the trigger on a lot of shit. Usually we sit there and try to think our way out of a wet paper bag. Like, what? Just stand up, goofy. You 6 foot tall, drowning in 3 feet of water. What's wrong with you? That's why when I hear 3 wins, I ain't going no more than 4 or 5 wins. What is y'all doing? We 6 feet tall talking about, I hope I don't drown in 4 feet of water. Like, what? We got a training instructor. We got a new facility. We got all kind of stuff that teach you how to swim, and y'all over here tripping. Oh, okay. Y'all, something wrong with y'all. Y'all must be concussed. PTSD. Don't make me make up something for the acronym CTE, because I'll be on here making a video about that halfway through the season, and we talking CTE. Because I'll be like, y'all forgot y'all was scared. Now we winning. Y'all acting like y'all was on the bandwagon the whole time. Y'all got CTE. Don't make me make something up. Yeah. So let me ask a couple more questions, because part of that CTE, people was talking about, we need to bring in Diggs. We need to bring in Tyreek Hill. Come on, man. Can y'all tell me? Can y'all tell me, does any of that make sense to any of y'all right now? I'm doing a wellness check on y'all right now. Does any of that make sense to y'all, Diggs or Hill? Fine. You think we should get Diggs or Hill?
Hell no.
Okay, thank you. Willie Wayne, come on, Willie Wayne. Give me a good reason why. I need 3 good reasons why, actually. What you think, Twan? Why not?
I don't think that's Kubiak.
There we go.
Kubiak works with what he got. And he brings out that player. Nobody was looking at JSN like that.
Right.
Until all of a sudden he all of a sudden got into a Kubiak system. And I think with Kubiak, he's going to put these guys in the routes that he knows that they're going to excel in, the formations they're going to excel in. And don't be surprised when this year, all of a sudden, one of the wide receivers that nobody was checking on this roster does a Kendrick Lamar and pops out and shows.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be one of the receivers. Dante Thornton, if that boy better, he going to get his chances. He going to get his chances. He better catch the ball.
He got everything in the world for him to succeed. Size, speed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now you got back.
So it's up to him. But I'll put a name out there because I think that's the reason why we drafted who we drafted. I'm putting Trey Tucker in that hat. Because I think the reason why we got Benson is because Benson's job is to you know what I'm saying, blow the top off the defense. And because he's the one that's going to be responsible for doing that, then that frees up Trey Tucker to do something else on the offense. So that's my number one pick for who possibly is going to pop out and show. But it's going to be somebody on this roster. And if none of them do that, then I can almost guarantee you that they're going to address that in the draft. I don't believe that they're going to spend all the money to bring in a vet. And I know everybody's talking about Jawan Jennings. Was Jawan Jennings the number one over there at the Niners?
I think you hit the nail on the head. He's not Kubiak. I got one word, it's just character. 2 words, character issues.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Them guys got character issues. So that ain't what we trying to do. And here we go say, no, that's one of the Raiders' problems. They always go after players that are good, but are also cancers, like Antonio Brown, Chandler Jones, Wilkinson. Yeah, see, players that's going to disrupt the locker room. You know, you don't want that.
Especially when you're trying to.
Especially when what?
No, especially when this coach is trying to put the roster together.
Right. Right. But you say Kuntz better be careful also because he on the hot seat also, just like Tyree Wilson was. Hey, I said that. Kuntz got a second chance this year because he didn't perform his prove-it deal last year, but then people like, okay, it takes a year to get over that injury fully. Because Tyree Wilson statistically outplayed Kuntz. Statistically, he outplayed him.
Yep.
So
you're saying that.
And all of them, stats, tackles for loss, all that. It wasn't about much, but he did it. So as much as we was talking about he was weak and garbage and all that, Plymouth got a chance to come back on a reduced deal, and this is his real prove-it deal. So you're right. That's why when I made that statement earlier that some players that's comfortable from being on the team last year don't get so comfortable because you might be begging for playing time this year. Raiderade, I like that. Raiderade straight. Actually, I like that name. That might be the best Raider name I seen on YouTube, because my partner on here, his is Macho Man Randy Average. I love that. And now this was Raiderade straight. I like that. He said, let's see what we working with under better coaching. Last year's picks didn't really have a good chance. Exactly. I think that our especially those O-line players, we're gonna get a chance to see them. Now our corners, we did get to see a little bit of Porter. We saw what that and it also reached for me to get somebody to play corner that not really sat there and played corner and had all the tricks ran on him already.
Yeah.
By a wide receiver. Now I get that he's a wide receiver. I started off playing wide receiver, and I played corner. So I get it, right? I do understand it. And so it could be done. But these guys we bringing in right now, these are boys at that position. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where he gonna get in, where he fit in. So that's another guy who might not get his issue, but he gonna get his chance to prove it though, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah. That's one of the position battles I'm looking forward to seeing.
Porter's definitely going to be on the roster, you know what I'm saying? But he might slide down, you know what I'm saying, on that roster, you know what I'm saying? Because the guys that like you said, the guys that we're bringing in, they're not only good at one thing, you know what I'm saying? They're good at multiple things in regards to the secondary, and Porter, you know, I was okay with last year with Porter, you know what I'm saying? Like, rookies are going to make rookie mistakes. He was going to have to earn his lumps. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what he did. He went out there and got beat up. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm not also going to go into this year saying, yeah, I trust in Porter. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely had to bring in guys that said, hey, Porter, if you don't snap back, then we got someone to have you sliding back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fall back because our secondary need to be addressed. Our defense needs to be addressed. We addressed the linebacking core. I mean, we need to get depth there. So
of course,
but we'll see what's up because we're gonna have options on defense. I think it's gonna be something to really see. And ultimately, do you think character matters? And on the scale to 1 to 5, y'all, in the chat, 1 to 5, with 5 being the utmost, how important do you think that we bring in character players? Because obviously that's what we're doing. We're bringing in high intelligent, high accountability character players. You know, they're not all vanilla like Mendoza. And I think what we'll learn over the years, he's not that guy. You gotta understand, he's a rookie, right? Regardless of his age, he's just mature. And he was raised a certain kind of way. And his mom is dealing with MS. I think I heard him say, like, how can I complain about anything about football when I watch my mom literally fight MS every day? So I think he just got a perspective that a lot of people just don't understand or identify with, which I can. And that's why I have the faith that I have, not the hope. Because I know what happens when you have the faith that he has. Things happen. You might not see how you're going to get it. You might not logically know how you're going to get to A to Z, but you know you're going to get to Z somehow. Because you've done it either before national championship or you've done it somewhere in life. Watch other people do it around you. And so I think he just has that in him. And I think he's going to be able to do that for us and for the Raiders. Just think that. So how important do you think character is? 1 to 5, chat raiders. And what you think? Give me a number and why.
I think it's a 4, and especially where we are in regards to building this roster. Remember, this is not Kubiak just taking over the team and he rolling with what we got. He's trying to build. You know what I'm saying? And Spytech is in there trying to build this roster. You know what I'm saying? We're in a rebuild. Let's just be honest with it. So with that being said, when you're rebuilding, the first thing you're trying to do is establish the foundation. You're trying to establish the key pillars and the key players that are going to stabilize your overall roster. Okay. Now, if we were in a situation where our team was, pretty fairly put together, then you might take a shot in the dark and bring in like a Jalen Carter or someone that had a little trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because the rest of your roster is solid. But until we get that piece, until we're solidified, then we got to be mindful of the the risk we take. McCoy, yes, that's a risk, but McCoy is a health risk. He's not losing screws. You know what I'm saying? He ain't one of them trouble dudes. You know what I'm saying? He's straight laced. So certain things like that, you want to build that before you take those risky decisions. So myself is a 4.
Yeah, you got to restructure the infrastructure. That's what I said we needed to do before we can start gauging where we at with wins and losses. Like wins and losses should be inconsequential to us right now. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't have a target in our mind where we should be in our expectation. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem with that. But at the same time, when you go and sit down at the end of the year, you don't be like, damn, we was a 3-win team. Because we last year we wasn't a 3-win team. We were just coached terrible. We were coached terrible. We had 2 coaches. We had an offensive coach and a defensive coach. That's what we had. It was an offense and defense fighting each other. Offense doing stupid shit. Pete Carroll at halftime. Yeah, we need to run the ball. Maybe the defense can get some turnovers. And we need to establish the run. What we do? Come out, throw the ball. So you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, fine. Fuck it. We just gonna get the number 1 pick next year. Fucking blow all this shit up. You feel me? So for me, character is like a 4.5. No, because you can't have a perfect character, and you don't want to have too much of a vanilla. I don't want a bunch of Mendozas running around. You know what I'm saying? I like the Crawfords. I do like he wilding out, but it's controlled because the thing that he said was he coming in there to learn. He coming in there to work hard and learn. So he know what the objective is. I'm sure every player that they've talked to that they picked said that. They said that shit. And they believe it based on what they see. So they got faith in that shit. Right? They ain't seen these players play at the NFL level, but they got confidence in that shit. So why the hell we so scared? Like, don't stop being scared. Just stand on that shit. Y'all be standing on shit and be hella wrong about hella shit, but then when the shit look right, y'all don't want to stand on it. Like, stand on that shit. Stand on this shit this year. It's time for the nation to get together anyway because it's been divided. It was like we was crashing out every fucking week. Content creators didn't want to do shit. They started saying the most outlandish shit, making up shit, beefing with each other over stupid shit. Both of them wrong. I'm like, what the fuck going on? I didn't even want to jump in the game. I was like, but this year I'm jumping in the game, win, lose, or draw because it's time for people to understand. Like Bruh said, he been a fan for 53 years, man. Like we understand the process, and the process is looking like this. Calm down.
Hey, click on that last comment, man. He's right.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's going, you know, me and Black, you know, we may look button up here, but we got a little crazy. We got a little crazy to us too. But
right.
you know, you being a 4, that also tells you, you know, yeah, I can be a little crazy, but I also know how to reel it back. You know what I'm saying? When I need to reel it back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, yeah, definitely a 4. And to be honest with you, in order for these guys to be successful, you know what I'm saying, in the game that they play, sometimes you got, you know, you got to be somewhat crazy. You know what I'm saying? To play the game of NFL football, you got to be somewhat crazy, but you also got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, have some self-control and reel it back.
Oh yeah, you gotta be crazy for sure to play in NFL to some degree, some level. Yeah, because you're putting it all on the line. That's a war out there. And the reason why I say a 4.5 is because as true as that is, that you can't be a problem in the locker room, which is more key than the field, because you can light it up on the field. If you're a locker room problem, you still ain't gonna win no championship. Because like I said, if a player next to you don't trust you, you're not gonna win. So yeah, but I say a 4.5 because not only do we need that in this case, a locker room and the field, we also need the off the field. They're in Vegas. So our standard is a little bit higher. We've already fucked it up. We already messed up the church's money already with rugs on that. You know what I'm saying? So we have no margin for error. And I'm only 0.5 because I understand there's no perfect situation, but because, like I said, I don't want a bunch of Mendozas running around there. I need Marshawn Lynch to walk through there with the Hennessy in the backpack. You know what I'm saying? And then you feel me? But you know Marshawn gonna come and play, and he ain't about to disrupt the locker room. They're gonna ride with him, right? So I say a 4.5 because our standard is just a little bit higher, and we need an extra level of care when we dealing in that area. So I know it's hard, but I think that it's consistent with all the things we've been seeing in the media about these guys. That's what they're bringing to the table, and consistency is something we haven't had in the nation, and we're starting to see it. So let's embrace it. Let's embrace it. So, with all that being said, bro, overall though? Now that we're in the off season, and you know the real deal, Holyfield about to kick off. How do you think the Raiders handled this up to this point, from the moment we lost that last game last year, or played the last game? Did we win our last game? No.
Yeah, we did.
I felt like I was gonna be wrong. Oh, like we probably did.
We beat the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, with 5 field goals. And AOC beat the Chiefs.
Just win, baby.
Okay, there you go.
They're going to just.
Difference. There's the difference right there.
Yeah.
So up until that point, from the moment that we decided to get rid of all the coaches, all the king horses, and all the king men, up until right now, how would you grade us, chat Raiders? Give us a grade from the beginning of the offseason to right now. Give us a grade and why. And Twine, take it away.
I can't give it an A+, but I'm gonna give it an A because the only move that I thought was suspect is our kicker.
Wait, getting rid of him?
Huh?
Well, getting rid of him?
That getting rid of him and the kicker that we brought in. You know what I'm saying? The first kicker. I like the Tokyo Toe, and I hope the Tokyo Toe beats him out in competition. But yeah, that was the only one I had. The Matt G. I had an issue with that. But everything else, again, going off of all the things that I said and the things that I'm, thinking about where we are on the, roster wise, not being able to address everything in the draft. I'm definitely giving it an A. I'm liking where we are. Now you good.
I was over here starving, man.
Oh, you trying to get you a little something. I had to do
Besides
that.
the pizza, I was over here. They had pizza on the bar, dollar slices. I'm with you though. I'm with you. I'm gonna say an A too because. Oh, let me say about the kicker. I was kind of surprised about the kicker too, right? But then once I got to looking at this fool, ever since he got paid, he been missing kicks at an alarming rate. I knew my perception of him was greater than the reality. So I understood why he got sent up out of here, and I liked him a lot. But then, like you say, we went and got Matt A, and the G is silent. I was like, that was weird. I would have rather went with Carlson. And we just go get that. And now we got some guy that they gave a nickname, the Fast and the Furious, the Tokyo Toe. And now all of a sudden, he gonna be the answer. But hey, I damn near rather deal with that than Matt A with the G being silent. So I don't know what we doing right there, but I'm watching that in the off season. So you're right about that. So I'm gonna get a Raiders A plus. Really, I'm gonna give them an A plus.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them an A plus for the simple fact that we haven't rated yet up until this point, and we usually will rate her at least once in the off season. And we were able to land not only the biggest coaching prospect, we got the top free agent, which was a center, and we got him. Now, granted, we had the bag, and all we had to do was outbid everybody. We still did it. Like we did those things. And not only that, Spytek has went to both of these drafts showing that he at least competent. Like he's able to make decisions because people was like, do you take Genty at 6? That's a little high. That was the argument, right? All that got hushed down, even though we know Genty didn't even play probably 2/3 of it as good as he could have. But he showed us a lot because of what little we had, and he showed us he had heart and grit to make it through the season, which was big. So that's a good pick at 6, whatever. Because now this year they went and got a running back higher than 6, right? Didn't Love go like 2?
I went 3rd.
Or 3rd or something, yeah. So now it's not unheard of no more. The Raiders was like, fuck that, we need a running back. So that's what we did, right? So Spytek, even with this draft, so Spytek doing Spytek things. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because I'm not associating this with the outcome because I'm just looking at our competency level. And we're making competent decisions. And now let's just have fun and see how they play out. And then make some tweaks. And let's not crash out when things don't start off right. There's a reason why you start your playing off with the tray table up and you don't get to have your phone on there already and you already eating when you sit down unless you first class and been there, done that already and invested hella money overly in time and all that and got points. Like, there's a reason why you start off like that. So we'll be fine, man. I think we'll be fine. Don't put all the pressure on Tyler. Oh, no, I was just saying that we were able to get somebody like that. And then we were also able to make changes where they needed and then keep things where we felt that they didn't need to be changed. Instead of just panic room, get rid of everybody. We took the history into account, and that was a big theme for us. Like we are protecting the brand like for the first time. We be selling that shit. Oh, no one's bigger than the brand. Fuck Max Crosby. Like, wait a minute. Wait, the brand is trying to kill. The Sheila's trying to kill Max Crosby, and so he's trying to make his brand just survive. Like that shit shouldn't even be going on. And then watching the nation split about that, and only because we not winning. But all that shit is over with, bruh. So that 3 wins, all y'all that thinking, well, I'm not gonna say we're gonna win more than 3 wins and 4 wins. Even if we don't, y'all selling yourself short. And y'all selling y'all you ain't selling me short. You selling yourself short because really you can just look and see that we're better than a 3-win team. I don't give a fuck what's going on in that building right now. Ain't no way you can get me to believe that. And if we do win 3 games this season, I will probably not make Raider content no more. And if I do, I'm talking shit every week, and y'all gonna hate the fuck out of me. Plain and simple. Because then I gotta go into how this shit rigged and all the shit. It's sports entertainment and how this shit is a fucking love and hip hop, Las Vegas, and I'll go in. So let me have my little baby ignorance is bliss, and Raiders, hopefully y'all get right, so that way we can at least have one thing we can all be happy about. Because gas is $7 in San Francisco.
Right.
We were supposed to get bacon that was cheaper. Now we getting burgers with no bread because bread is like $4, $5. Like, what the frick going on? We over there in war with people. Come on, Raiders, just do us good. Just do right by us. Come on, y'all. I'm just rambling shit.
Hey,
Let me see what they say.
You lied about that gas price, though. I'm just saying.
My boy said he got 8 Raider tats, and he watched the Raiders in Oakland and L.A. because I'm from South Central. Then back to Oakland. Now in Vegas. Only real fans stay true and thank Pete Carroll. Great, A+. Yes. Thank Pete Carroll. Thank you. I hope that's not lost on people. Thank Pete Carroll. I mean, for the good and the bad, because we were so bad, we did get the #1 pick. But thank Pete Carroll for putting his neck and reputation on the line for the brand. That's what people need to do. So y'all need to put y'all neck on the line for the brand and stop playing chicken little. Because I'm talking about y'all all year. Because when the Raiders start winning, I don't want to hear that. Yeah. Shut your ass up. You start talking once I leave the room. Because now I gotta act like that because I'm be like, you didn't have that energy when niggas was trying to tell you that. When the OGs was trying to tell y'all nicely, y'all didn't want to hear it. So now I gotta be all abrasive and have Friday shows like a therapy session so we can parse through this, so we can self-soothe. Fuck. But I see a lot of A's. Hold on, let's go here. Let me see. Good free agency and good draft and good staff, yes. Hey, got Tyler and another guard in the draft. Facts. We really need to fix this line. We almost there and put all the pressure on Tyler. He says, man, I'm out. So the thing about Tyler is he got that 3-year deal, right? So he got some leverage and we got leverage too. Because let's say JPJ do end up being him like that. If he will if Lindenbaum asking for more money than we got at the time, then he can go too. Raider A says, we have structure, direction, and a plan coming from the top. These chat raiders is going in. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all got me extra cussing and everything. I'm trying to be on my Mendoza sometime.
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of losing to Mendoza, dog. Come on, pull it together.
You feel me?
Pull it together, man.
Pull it together, because I usually don't go this far with it, especially on my own show. Right. It's cool when we on Black Saturday and all of you feel me, but he said, hold it together, Pimp. Hold it together.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. He said, don't put all the pressure on Tyler. Facts. I think we kind of like easing some of that pressure on him, but he got the bag, so the pressure on him. But we got 2 anchors. Don't forget that. We on a yacht. Super yacht. We on big thing. We on big thing. And E says, Black, honestly don't think we win more than 3 games. I can't watch another season unless 5 wins. Nah. Yeah, bro. Don't. Hey, E. I'll go on a limb and say for sure we gonna win more than 5 games. For sure. I'm like, I'll go on a limb and say that. Nobody will say it, I say it. 5 games? Vegas even got us winning 5.5, and that was before the draft. So, hey, I'm gonna go on a limb and say 5 games in. I'll go on a limb. Even Vegas wasn't saying that I'll say 5 games. I'll go on a limb and say 5 games. Yeah. So I'll give us an A. So with all that being said, I don't understand why we feel the way we do. We've been knocking it out the park since we had this debacle last year and the year before that. It's a consensus we doing A things. So why wouldn't you walk into a room and don't think you got the biggest Johnson in the room? Slang that thing everywhere. We can let the balls hang. We about to do this, y'all. We about to do this. So I ain't got no more. Because only thing can happen now is we start playing games. And so for the next couple of weeks, content's going to be kind of weird. But I think I'm going to just do a series and talk about all our draft picks and our strengths and their weaknesses and why we drafted them. And maybe that'd be cool for the next couple of weeks until they start doing some real football. And then we can kind of go for there. But be excited for the off season. What you thinking, Twine? Parting words, any last things?
No, I think, the way things have gone so far, I don't think there's anything right now that's a red flag. It's just, them putting it together. Them putting it together, and not only putting it together, but, building that chemistry and gelling. Yeah. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, from now till, the season starts. How much can they gel and put it together?
Yeah, we gelling like Magellan. So we good, y'all. Hey, shout out to the chat raiders. Hey, there's so many of y'all. Raider Raid straight. Love that. AE, Bruce Willis, Willie Wayne, Nate. Shucks. There was so many of y'all. Raiders Unleashed.
Barack,
yeah. Let's see who else. I don't want to miss nobody. James. What's up with it? Purple. That's what it sounds like in my head when I see that. Oh yeah. Acapella, yeah. I like this comment. We deeper at the receiver than you think. Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, Twine, Kubiak like to work with what he has. Because Smith Enigma is a boy now. Oh yeah, we the people. Freddie. Yeah. Hey, but yo, don't forget, y'all, go check out that the group of videos that I have, that whole catalog, that playlist. Winning championships from the top down, not the player up. It's called A Commitment to New Excellence. That's what we on.